I sit cross-legged on the wooden floor of my parents' living room in Portland, Oregon. The room smells like artificial pine from the Christmas tree, and torn wrapping paper is scattered everywhere. My younger sister, Hannah, is twirling a brand new set of shiny BMW car keys in her perfectly manicured fingers. The lights from the Christmas tree bounce off the silver metal, making them sparkle like little stars. She spins in circles like an excited teenager. Even though she's 32 years old, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Hannah squeals, bouncing on her toes, yelling out, "My own Beamer." Her voice is filled with excitement and disbelief. Dad is grinning at her with pure pride on his face. Mom clasps her hands together under her chin, her eyes wide like she's watching something miraculous happen. Out in the driveway sits the car itself, a glossy white BMW, shining like it rolled out of a commercial. It even has one of those massive red bows on top. That bow alone probably costs more than what they've ever spent on my entire Christmas. Meanwhile, I stared down at the gift in my lap. A small plastic piggy bank shaped like a cartoon pig from a kids' TV show I stopped watching over 25 years ago. The cheap price tag is still stuck to the bottom. It says $1.99. "Open it," Mom says eagerly, her hand motioning toward the rubber stopper on the bottom. My fingers feel numb as I pull it out. 2 crisp $1 bills fall onto my lap. "It's the start of your future home fund, honey," Dad announces proudly, as if he's just handed me the keys to a mansion. He waves his hand dismissively. "You're always so good with money. Not like some people." He winks at Hannah, who giggles and pretends to be insulted. The silence that follows stretches on too long, like sticky taffy that won't snap. Mom quickly tries to fill it. Well, Hannah needs a reliable car for her new graphic design clients. You know how those artsy people are. They expect her to show up in style. Hannah plops down on the couch next to me, her expensive perfume wrapping around me like a cloud I can't escape. She pats my knee gently, like I'm a child who needs comforting. "Don't worry, sis. I'll drive you around whenever you need. I mean, your little Toyota must be on its last legs by now." Her words sting, but I stay quiet. She doesn't know what that Toyota means to me. That car carried me through 7 hours of mountain passes just yesterday to get here. I paid it off by myself 3 years ago. It's not just reliable, it's the one constant in my life, more dependable than any relationship I've ever had, including the ones with my family. I can't breathe. 34 years of moments, just like this one, flood my mind all at once. This isn't a one-time thing, it's a pattern. It's always been this way. Just this morning, before all of this, I had carefully wrapped their gifts. A leather briefcase for Dad that cost me 2 weeks of my salary. A silver bracelet for Mom that she had admired in a boutique window when we visited Seattle together. A professional camera lens for Hannah, something she had casually mentioned wanting. All of it bought by saving a little from each paycheck for months. On the long drive down from Seattle, I had rehearsed the announcement I wanted to make. The promotion I earned senior structural engineer. I worked nights, weekends, overtime. I designed buildings that will stand for generations. I had pictured their faces lighting up with pride, finally seeing me for who I am, not just the responsible older sister. Maybe this Christmas will finally be different, I had whispered to myself at each gas station, at each rest stop, at each mile marker. My hands shake as I place the piggy bank down on the coffee table. It makes a hollow clunking sound against the glass. "Excuse me," I say, my voice not even sounding like mine. Bathroom. I walk, not run, up the stairs. Past the wall covered with family photos, where Hannah's smiling face dominates almost every frame. I close the bathroom door gently and twist the lock. My reflection in the mirror stares back at my eyes dry, face too calm, too composed. I press my palms against the cold marble counter, waiting for tears that never come. Instead, pressure builds in my chest like concrete hardening around my lungs. People say heartbreak is abstract, like an idea, but it's not. It's physical. I can feel my heart contracting painfully, blood struggling to move through narrowing veins. My sternum aches like someone is pressing down on it. This is what dying feels like, I think. Not loud or dramatic. Just small, diminishing. That night stretches endlessly as I lie awake in my childhood bedroom, staring at the ceiling, listening to Hannah's laughter downstairs, as she and my parents plan her first road trip in the new BMW. At 2:17 in the morning, I can't take it anymore. I sit up and start packing. I move quickly, grabbing only the things that matter: the faded stuffed bear my grandmother gave me, a college photo album, the wooden box that holds my very first professional blueprint. The expensive gifts I've given them over the years stay where they are. They were never about gratitude anyway. The house is silent as I carry my suitcase down the stairs. I stop in the kitchen, the place that always smelled like pancakes and coffee when I was a kid. I pull my house key from my pocket. The cold metal sits heavy in my palm for a moment before I place it on the counter next to the coffee maker. They've made their choice. Now I'm making mine. Streetlights blur into watery halos as I drive through empty highways. My Toyota's headlights cut through the dark. The dashboard clock reads 3:42 a.m. Christmas morning. Bing Crosby croons about a white Christmas on the radio. But I can't bear to hear it. I twist the volume down until there's only silence. Merry Christmas, I whisper to the empty passenger seat, my voice breaking on the word. The irony burns as I leave Portland behind. My Toyota's heater struggles against the cold. My car is 7 years old, with 200,000 miles on it, but it's never failed me. It carried me through college, my first jobs, every move, every milestone. Unlike the shiny BMW with its ridiculous bow, this car earned its place in my life. Around 6 in the morning, my phone buzzes on the console. Mom's face lights up the screen. I hesitate before answering. The thought flashes across my mind. Maybe she'll apologize. Maybe she'll ask me to come back. Maybe she'll say she loves me. But no. Her voicemail plays instead. Did you remember to pay the electric bill? For the cabin before you left Seattle? Not, are you safe? Not, please come home. Just a bill. Just responsibility. Just another reminder that I am useful, not loved. As a semi-truck sprays dirty slush across my windshield, I grip the wheel tighter. For a few seconds, I can't see the road at all, and panic rushes through me. My heart races, my hands shake. The wipers clear the windshield again. But the memories flood in faster than the snow can fall. My 5th birthday, Hannah's princess party, had pony rides, a castle cake, 30 kids. My birthday, the next year, just me, 2 friends, and a store-bought cake. Dad had said, your sister needs the social stimulation. You're more independent. Their code for, you don't need us. High school graduation. I was valedictorian. I gave a speech about persistence and dreams. The family seats were empty because Hannah's soccer team had an away game. We'll watch the recording, Mom promised. They never did. She said, your sister needs the encouragement. You always succeed without help. Without help, their code for, you're on your own. And that pattern never stopped. The highway stretches endlessly in front of me, gray pavement cutting through white fields of snow. My car hums steadily beneath me, the only sound in the silence of dawn. I should feel tired, but I don't. Instead, I feel wired. Like every nerve in my body is burning with electricity. I grip the steering wheel tightly, forcing myself to focus on the road, but my mind won't stop replaying the memories I've spent my whole life trying to bury. I remember my 10th birthday. I had begged for a small sleepover with a couple of friends. I wanted to bake cupcakes, watch movies, and just laugh. But that morning, Mom told me we couldn't. Hannah had been invited to a statewide art showcase for children. And of course, the entire family had to go. We'll celebrate your birthday later, she said. Later never came. That night, I blew out a single candle stuck in the middle of a leftover pie. Hannah showed off her blue ribbon while Mom and Dad took pictures. I sat quietly in the corner, trying not to cry. Or when I got into my dream college, I ran into the kitchen with the acceptance letter in my hand, so proud. Dad barely glanced up from his newspaper. Good job, honey. Hey, Hannah, what did the coach say about that scholarship? And just like that, my moment disappeared. I was the dependable one, the strong one, the one who didn't need attention. Hannah was the shining star who always demanded the spotlight. The thing is, I didn't mind her being celebrated. She deserved it. Sometimes she's talented, creative, bold. What I couldn't handle was the way my achievements were treated like they didn't matter at all. Like I was invisible. And here I am, 34 years old, still invisible to them. I shake my head and press harder on the gas. The sun begins to rise, spilling soft pink light over the mountains in the distance. It should be beautiful, but all I feel is hollow. My chest is tight. Every Christmas memory collides inside me like broken glass. I remember the year Hannah got her first car. Not the BMW, her very first. A used convertible, but still a convertible. Dad handed her the keys in front of the whole family, making a big speech about independence. That same year, I had asked for a laptop for college. Mom handed me a refurbished one that froze every 5 minutes and laughed. Well, you're smart enough to make it work. Even the little things hurt. The way Mom saved the biggest slice of cake for Hannah. The way Dad bragged about her art to strangers but never once mentioned my career. The way I was always asked to clean up, to drive people, to pay the bills, to take responsibility. I'm not jealous. I'm exhausted. I press my forehead against the steering wheel at a rest stop, my breath fogging the glass. I don't want to cry, but a single tear slips down anyway. It feels hot against my frozen skin. Why do I keep coming back every year? Why do I keep expecting things to change? I think about the promotion I earned last month. Senior structural engineer. It's the kind of title people work their whole lives for. I thought maybe, just maybe, it would finally make them proud. I wanted to tell them, to see their eyes light up, to feel even for a second like I mattered. Instead, I got a plastic piggy bank with $2 inside. I laughed bitterly, wiping my eyes. Merry Christmas to me. The road feels endless as I drive north towards Seattle. I stop at a small diner around 8 a.m. The place smells like bacon grease and burnt coffee. I slide into a booth by the window, my body aching with exhaustion. I can't quite name. The waitress, an older woman with kind eyes, pours me a steaming cup of coffee without even asking. You look like you need it, sweetheart, she says with a smile. Thank you, I whisper, my voice breaking a little as I sip the bitter coffee. I watch a young family at the table across from me. A little girl in pigtails unwraps a doll her parents gave her. Her face lights up with pure joy. Her mom claps, her dad takes pictures. They're not rich. I can tell from their worn jackets and the way they're sharing a single stack of pancakes. But the love at that table is worth more than any BMW, with a red bow. My throat tightens. That's what I've always wanted. Not gifts, not money. Just love. Just to feel like someone was glad I existed. The waitress comes back, refilling my cup. She glances at the suitcase by my side. Traveling for Christmas. Something like that, I say, forcing a small smile. She doesn't push. She just pats my shoulder gently before walking away. Somehow, that tiny act of kindness hurts more than all the years of neglect from my own family. I sit there for almost an hour, watching snowflakes drift lazily past the window, trying to gather the strength to keep moving. When I finally leave, I toss a 20 on the table for a $10 meal. Not because I can afford it, but because kindness deserves to be rewarded. Back in my car, I turn on the ignition. My Toyota hums to life, steady and strong. It feels like the only thing I can rely on. As the miles roll by, my phone buzzes again. Another voicemail from Mom. I press play. Sweetie, don't forget your sister's birthday is coming up. Can you help us plan something special? You're so organized, and you always know what to do. I slam the phone down on the passenger seat, anger burning through me. Of course, always, Hannah. Always her birthdays, her needs, her happiness. What about mine? Do they even remember when my birthday is? Or do they only call when they need me to do something? The anger fades quickly into exhaustion. My head feels heavy. My chest feels tight. I grip the wheel with white-knuckled hands, forcing myself to breathe. I can't keep living like this. By the time I pull into my apartment complex in Seattle, it's early afternoon. The building is quiet, most people gone to spend Christmas with family. The irony makes me laugh bitterly again. I drag my suitcase inside. The familiar smell of my apartment washing over me, fresh laundry, coffee beans, and a hint of the lavender. Candle I always keep on the counter. Home. I drop the suitcase by the door and collapse onto the couch, my body trembling. I'm not sure if it's from the cold, the lack of sleep, or the weight of everything pressing down on me. I stare at the ceiling for a long time, my mind racing. Something has to change. I can't keep running back to people who only see me as a safety net. I can't keep begging for scraps of affection. For the first time in my life, I whisper the truth out loud. I don't need them anymore. The words hang in the air, foreign and terrifying, but also freeing. I don't need them. What I need is to start living for me. To build the life I deserve, surrounded by people who actually value me. Friends, maybe someday a partner, maybe even a chosen family, but not them. Not anymore. I close my eyes, and for the first time in years, I let myself imagine a future where I'm not constantly chasing after their approval. A future where I can finally breathe. Sleep eventually pulls me under, heavy and dreamless. When I wake up hours later, the sun is setting. My apartment is dark except for the glow of the streetlights outside. My stomach growls, reminding me I haven't eaten since that diner. I heat up some leftover soup, the steam warming my face. It's quiet, almost too quiet, but it's mine, my space, my peace. I sit by the window with my bowl of soup, watching snowflakes fall against the glass. My phone buzzes again, lighting up with messages from Mom. I don't even check. I place it face down on the table. For once, I'm not going to answer. The next morning, I wake up to silence. No buzzing phone, no family chatter in the background, no fake laughter echoing off marble floors. Just silence. It feels strange, almost too peaceful. For a moment, I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, my body still and heavy under the blanket. A small part of me wonders if I'll regret ignoring my mom's messages, but a bigger part of me, the tired, worn out part, feels relief. I check my phone anyway. 12 unread messages, 6 missed calls, every single one from Mom. My thumb hovers over the screen, but I don't press play this time. I already know what they'll say, guilt-tripping words wrapped in sugar. We missed you yesterday, sweetie. You should have been here. Hannah was so disappointed not to see you. Everyone asked about you. But I also know the truth. They don't miss me, they miss what I do for them. The errands, the planning, the support. Without me, their machine stutters. And for the first time I realize, maybe that's a good thing. I put the phone back down and step into the kitchen. The tile is cold under my bare feet, but I don't mind. I make myself coffee, rich, strong, dark. No one here to complain, it's too bitter. No one here to tell me I should try it Mom's way instead. Just me. The steam fogs my glasses as I lift the cup to my lips. The warmth spreads through me like courage. Today, I decide I'm going to do something different. No more wallowing, no more begging for crumbs of love. I'm going to start building the life I should have had all along. After breakfast, I grab my laptop and sit at my small dining table. The lavender candle flickers beside me, filling the air with calm. I open a blank document. At the top, I type in bold letters what I want my life to look like. It feels childish, like a school assignment, but also powerful. Because for once, it's not about what my family wants. It's about me. I start writing, a home filled with warmth, laughter, and peace. Friends who celebrate my wins, no matter how small. A partner who sees me not just what I do for them, but me. Vacations where I don't have to feel guilty for spending money. Traditions that belong to me, not forced obligations. Birthdays that are remembered. A life where I don't apologize for existing. The words flow out faster than I expect, like they've been trapped inside me for years. My chest feels lighter as the list grows. When I'm done, I sit back and stare at it. My throat tightens. For the first time in forever, I feel a spark of hope. I close the laptop gently and make another cup of coffee. This time, I sip slowly, savoring it by afternoon. I know I can't just sit around. I need to move, to breathe, to feel alive again, so I grab my coat, wrap a scarf around my neck, and step outside into the crisp Seattle air. Snowflakes drift lazily from the sky, catching in my hair. The city is quieter than usual, most people tucked away with families. Celebrating, I walk aimlessly at first, my boots crunching in the snow. But soon, I find myself drawn to a small park a few blocks away. The trees are bare, their branches dusted with white, and the benches are empty except for one couple sitting close together, sharing a thermos of cocoa. I sit on a bench by the frozen fountain, pulling my coat tighter. The air stings my cheeks, but it feels cleansing. A group of kids run past, laughing, throwing snowballs at each other. Their joy is so pure, so loud, it makes me smile despite myself. For a moment, I imagine myself as a child again, running through snow, laughing freely, not worrying about being forgotten. A version of me that never had to fight for attention. A version that was loved just as much as her sister. The thought makes my chest ache, but also fuels something inside me. Determination. I can't change the past, but I can choose the future. When I get home, I find another voicemail waiting. Against my better judgment, I listen. Sarah, it's Mom. I really don't understand why you're acting like this. We always do our best to include you, but you make everything so difficult. Hannah was heartbroken that you weren't there yesterday. Honestly, it felt like you ruined Christmas for all of us. Please call me back. Don't be selfish. Selfish. The word hits me like a slap. Selfish for once choosing myself. Selfish for refusing to play the role of invisible caretaker. I laugh bitterly, shaking my head. No, not anymore. I delete the message, then, with trembling fingers, I block her number. My heart races, adrenaline flooding my veins. It feels terrifying, but also freeing. For the first time in my life, I've drawn a line. The next few days blur together. I clean my apartment from top to bottom, sorting through things I've held on to for years. Old sweaters Mom gave me that I never wore. Childhood trinkets that only remind me of birthdays forgotten. Even family. Photos some I keep, but most I pack into a box and slide under my bed. It feels like shedding skin. Painful but necessary. On New Year's Eve, I sit on my couch with a glass of wine, watching the fireworks explode over the city skyline. I should feel lonely. Maybe a part of me does, but mostly, I feel strong. I whisper to myself, this is the year everything changes, and I mean it. January rolls in, with gray skies and rain, but my spirit feels different. Lighter. I throw myself into work not because I need to prove anything to my family, but because I love it. Engineering has always been my passion. Designing structures that stand tall, that last, that protects. Maybe it's because I've never had that kind of foundation myself, but I can build it for others. One afternoon, my boss calls me into his office. Sarah, I've been impressed with your work. There's an opportunity opening up in New York. It's a big project, skyscraper design, high profile. I think you'd be perfect for it. New York, the city that never sleeps. Far away from my family. Far away from all the memories that hurt my heart pounds. I'll do it. He smiles. I'll get the paperwork started. Walking back to my desk, I feel like I'm floating. This is it, the fresh start I've been craving. That night, I sit at my dining table with my laptop again. I open the document I started on Christmas Day and add a new line to the list. Move to New York. Build a new life. The thought excites me and terrifies me at the same time. But deep down, I know it's the right step. As weeks pass, I start preparing. Selling furniture I don't need, donating clothes, packing boxes. Each item I let go of feels like another chain breaking. I don't tell my family. They wouldn't care worse. They'd find a way to make it about Hannah. Instead, I focus on me. I make plans to join social groups in New York. Hiking clubs, book clubs, even a cooking class. I don't want to be invisible anymore. I want connection. Real connection. One evening, while sorting through paperwork, I find an old photo of me and Hannah as kids. We're sitting on the front porch, eating popsicles. She's grinning widely, face smeared with red, while I'm smiling softly at the camera. I stare at the picture for a long time. For a moment, I almost feel sorry for her. She grew up in the spotlight, yes, but maybe that spotlight was just another kind of pressure. Maybe she never learned how to shine without it, but pity doesn't erase pain. I slide the photo into a box marked memories and tape it shut. By the end of February, everything is ready. My apartment is bare, my bags packed. A one-way ticket to New York waits on my counter. The night before I leave, I step out onto my balcony. The city lights glitter below me, rain pattering softly against the railing. I breathe deeply, the air cold and fresh. For the first time in my life, I feel free. Tomorrow, I'll step into a new city, a new job, a new chapter. And this time, I won't be the forgotten daughter. I'll be the main character in my own story. The plane touches down at JFK with a jolt that rattles through my bones. As I peer out the small oval window, the sprawling lights of New York stretch endlessly, glowing like a galaxy on Earth. My stomach flips with both nerves and excitement. This is it, I whispered to myself. A fresh start, dragging 2 suitcases through the crowded terminal feels like dragging my entire past behind me. But with each step toward the exit, it feels lighter. Outside, the air is sharp and biting. Colder than Seattle, but it wakes me up instantly. The city hums around me, horns blaring, people shouting, cabs weaving through traffic. It's chaotic, loud, alive. And for the first time in my life, I feel like I belong. My first apartment in Manhattan isn't glamorous. A tiny one-bedroom with squeaky floors and a radiator that hisses like an angry cat. But when I set my suitcases down and close the door behind me, I grin. It's mine, no memories clinging to the walls, no ghosts of forgotten birthdays, just a blank canvas. That night, I eat takeout Chinese on the floor, chopsticks clumsy in my hand, and toast myself with a can of sparkling water. To new beginnings. The next morning, work starts. The project is bigger than anything I've ever touched before, a skyscraper in the heart of the city. All steel and glass and ambition. The office buzzes with energy, and though I feel out of place at first, the challenge ignites me. My boss, a sharp-eyed woman named Claire, introduces me to the team. Everyone, this is Sarah. She'll be leading design for the exterior structure. A murmur of approval passes through the group. My cheeks flush, but for once, it's not from embarrassment, it's pride. Over the next weeks, I throw myself into the work. Long days bleed into late nights, but I don't mind. Because this time, I'm not doing it to earn anyone's love. I'm doing it because I love it. And something unexpected happens. I start making friends. There's Daniel, the structural analyst, with a sarcastic sense of humor and a stash of gummy bears in his desk. There's Priya, a project manager who insists on dragging me to lunch breaks instead of letting me eat at my computer. And there's Alex, the quiet CAD designer who surprises everyone by knowing all the best pizza spots in the city. For the first time in my life, I'm surrounded by people who see me not as the supporting character to someone else's story, But as me. One Friday night, Priya convinces me to go out with the team after work. We end up in a noisy bar in Brooklyn, neon lights casting everything in shades of pink and blue. Music thumps through the floor as we squeeze into a booth. To Sarah, Priya declares, raising her glass. For surviving her first month in New York without running back to Seattle. Everyone laughs, clinking glasses. I roll my eyes, but I can't stop smiling. Thanks, I guess. Daniel smirks. Careful, Sarah. Stick around long enough, and you'll actually start liking us. I laugh, really laugh, the kind that shakes your chest and makes your cheeks hurt. It feels good. It feels real. Later that night, as I walk back to my apartment with the city lights glittering around me, I realize something. I'm happy. Truly, genuinely happy. But happiness has a way of attracting shadows. One Sunday afternoon, I'm curled up on my couch with a book when my phone buzzes. A number I don't recognize. Against my better judgment, I answer, Sarah, a familiar voice. Hannah, my stomach drops. How did you get this number? I ask, my voice tight. She sighs, dramatically. Relax, Mom gave it to me. You've been ignoring her, you know. She's really worried about you. I clench my jaw. I'm fine. You don't sound fine, she says, her tone dripping with faux concern. You just disappeared. You didn't even tell us you were moving. Do you know how selfish that was? There it is again, selfish. I swallow hard. I don't owe you an explanation. Silence crackles on the line. Then Hannah's voice softens, turning syrupy sweet. Listen, Sarah. Mom's planning this huge party for my engagement next month. It's going to be the event of the year. You have to come. Everyone will wonder where you are if you're not there. I almost laugh, of course. This isn't about mitts, about appearances, about her. No, I say firmly. No. She sounds genuinely shocked, like it never occurred to her that I could refuse. That's right. No, I'm not flying across the country to be invisible again. I'm done. Her voice sharpens. You're being dramatic. Family is family. You can't just cut us out. But I already have. I have to go, I say, and hang up before she can respond. My hands are shaking, but my chest feels lighter. For once, I chose myself. The days that follow, I pour myself into work even more. The skyscraper is coming together piece by piece. And with every design I finalize, I feel like I'm building not just a tower, but a version of myself that stands tall and unshakable. Still, Hannah's words echo in my mind. Family is family, but is family really family when they only remember you when it's convenient? One night, unable to sleep, I open my laptop and write in my document again. Build my own family. Even if it's not by blood. Because maybe family isn't just the people you're born into. Maybe it's the people who show up for you, time and time again. As spring blossoms over New York, life starts to feel like something out of a dream. I spend weekends exploring the city's Central Park picnics, bookstores tucked in quiet corners, late-night pizza slices dripping with grease. I take a cooking class and laugh with strangers over burnt pasta. I join a hiking group and find myself standing on cliffs overlooking the Hudson River, wind in my hair, heart wide open. Slowly, piece by piece, I'm stitching together a life that feels full, a life that feels mine, and yet, part of me wonders if my family will ever truly let me go. One evening, Priya invites me over for dinner. Her apartment smells like spices and warmth, and her two kids chatter excitedly as they set the table. As we sit down together, plates of food steaming in front of us, something inside me aches. This is what I've always wanted. A table where everyone belongs. Where love isn't conditional. As Priya passes me the naan, she smiles. You know you're welcome here anytime, right? You're family now. The words hit me so hard I almost tear up. I nod quickly, swallowing past the lump in my throat. Family, now, maybe, just maybe, I've found what I've been searching for. But I should have known peace never lasts. One Saturday morning, an envelope arrives in my mailbox. No return address. Just my name scrawled across the front dot. Inside is a wedding invitation. Hannah and her fiancé. At the bottom, in bold letters, family only. I laugh bitterly. Family only yet, they've never treated me like family at all. Still, my hands tremble as I set it down, because no matter how far I've come, some wounds never fully close. For the rest of the day, the invitation burns in the back of my mind. Do I ignore it? Do I go? Do I finally show them who I've become? By nightfall, I know one thing for certain. Whatever choice I make, it won't be for them. It'll be for me. That night, I stand on my balcony, the city alive beneath me. I take a deep breath, letting the cool air fill my lungs. This is my life now, my story. And for the first time, I'm the one writing it. But I also know wedding is going to test everything I've built. And when the time comes, I'll have to decide. Do I confront the past? Or keep moving forward into the future I've created? The wedding invitation sits on my coffee table for a week, like a silent dare. Each time I pass it, my stomach twists. It's not just a piece of paper. It's years of forgotten birthdays. Dismissive glances, and whispered judgments wrapped up in one gold-embossed envelope. By the 7th day, I've had enough. I tear it in half and toss it into the trash. The ripping sound feels like a release, but the decision lingers in my mind. Am I truly free if I just walk away? Or do I need to face them one last time, not for them, but for me? 2 weeks later, I'm on a plane back to Seattle. As the clouds drift by outside the window, doubt creeps in. Am I making a mistake? I've built a whole new life. Why reopen old wounds? But deep down, I know this isn't about Hannah, or Mom, or anyone else. This is about reclaiming the parts of me I left behind. When the plane lands, the air feels heavier than New York's, thick with memories. I grab my suitcase and head to the hotel, reminding myself, I'm not here to belong. I'm here to close a chapter. The wedding is at a lavish hotel ballroom, dripping in white roses and crystal chandeliers. Guests in tuxedos and glittering gowns mill about, laughter echoing through the space. I stand near the entrance for a moment, gathering courage. Then I walk in, heads turn. Whispers ripple. I imagine the unspoken words. She actually came. Mom spots me first. Her eyes widen, and she hurries over. Sarah, you made it. She pulls me into a hug, her perfume cloying and familiar. I stiffen but manage a polite smile. Hello, Mom. Before she can say more, Hannah appears. She's radiant in her white gown, every hair in place, every movement calculated for effect. Her eyes flick over me, sharp and assessing. Well, she says, her voice sweet enough to rot teeth. Look who decided to show up. I meet her gaze steadily. Congratulations. For a second, she looks thrown off. Then her lips curl into a smirk. Try not to ruin this day, okay? This isn't about you. My jaw tightens, but I don't respond. I won't give her the satisfaction. The ceremony begins. I sit in the back, watching Hannah glide down the aisle, everyone's eyes on her. She looks like she owns the world, but for the first time, I don't feel small in her shadow, because I know something she doesn't. I don't need anyone's spotlight. I've built my own. The reception is a blur of clinking glasses and choreographed dances. I linger at the edge of the room, sipping water, observing at one point. A relative approaches me, Aunt Linda, who I haven't seen in years. Sarah, it's been so long. What are you doing these days? I live in New York now, I tell her. I'm leading design on a skyscraper project. Her eyes widen. Oh, that's incredible. The pride in her voice startles me. So used to indifference that genuine admiration feels foreign. Others overhear, and soon I'm fielding more questions. For once, I'm not invisible. And I realize something. The family narrative that always placed Hannah at the center only held power because I let it now. Standing here, I see the truth. I've always been enough. Later, as the night winds down, Hannah corners me near the restrooms. Her smile is brittle. Enjoying yourself? She asks, voice low. I tilt my head. Actually, yes. Her eyes narrow. You think moving across the country makes you better than us? No, I say calmly. But it makes me free. For a moment, something flickers in her expression: jealousy, fear. Then she laughs, sharp and cold. You'll always be the outsider, Sarah. You don't belong here. I smile softly. You're right, I don't. And that's the best thing that ever happened to me. Her jaw drops, but I don't wait for her reply. I turn and walk away, shoulders squared, heart light. That night, back at my hotel, I call Priya, in New York. Well, she asks eagerly. How did it go? I stretch out on the bed, exhaustion and relief washing over me. It went exactly how it needed to. I'm done chasing something I never had. She's quiet for a moment. Then she says, I'm proud of you, and I believe her. The next morning, I fly home, not to Seattle, but to New York, because that's home now. When the cab drops me off at my apartment, I step out and breathe in the city air. The noise, the energy, the endless possibilities. I'm not the forgotten daughter anymore. I'm not the afterthought. I'm Sarah Mitchell, architect, friend, family by choice. Not blood. And for the first time in my life, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. Weeks later, I'm standing on the observation deck of the skyscraper we've been building, the city stretching out beneath me. The sun sets in brilliant colors, painting the sky gold and crimson. I take it all in, my chest swelling with pride. This tower isn't just steel and glass, it's proof. Proof that I survived, that I rose above, that I became more than what they tried to make me. I whisper to myself, the words steady and strong. I am not forgotten. I am unforgettable. And this time, I know it's true.